two eighths. I'm going to go back to our team with that one. I think there's 1/4 is also an acceptable answer. So let me answer this one in the way that this question's accepting. So 3/6. Awesome. So if I get the question right here, what this will do is I can choose to use my powers against my enemies here. And eventually I'm going to defeat my opponents. So as I'm going through this battle, it's going to ask me a variety of math questions. And as I work my way through these, I'm going to be able to eventually win this battle. Now, one of the other interesting things here is you can see that I can also use a pencil tool on the screen. So if your kids, especially if your kids have some special needs, you might actually want to write out some of the steps to answering a question. So for example, I can see kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths here. If I'm doing a long division question on the screen, for example, this is also really helpful. But in this case, I'm going to answer 1/2, and that'll give me the ability to eventually defeat my opponent here. So that is a little bit on the student side of Prodigy. Now, the interesting part for you as a parent is there are a couple of ways to take advantage of Prodigy as a parent. And I'm also going to show you a little bit of an insider tip, which is you can create a teacher account on Prodigy and take advantage of it as a teacher as well, which gives you access to some more advanced reporting or functionality. So let's go into the parent account first here. And this is what a parent account on Prodigy will look like. And a couple of things that you can do in the parent account that might help you is you can set a goal for your child. So let's say I want to set a goal of answering 10 correct questions. I'm going to say set this month's goal. And then I can tell my child, in this case, Adam, to go on to Prodigy and answer questions. And after Adam has answered my 10 questions, I will be able to reward them with this goal. So this gives you a very simple way as a parent to engage with your child on the Prodigy platform. It's kind of like, hey, do your 10 questions on your worksheet and I will give you a prize. This allows you to give them a prize directly on the Prodigy platform. You can also see their progress using the report card function here. And in this case, you can see kind of what they've done in September here, month by month. You can go back to August and see what their evaluation was and roughly what their curriculum progress was here as well. Although what I will say is one of the ways to get the most out of Prodigy, if you're actually using it to homeschool your kids, is to do something a little nifty here, which is to create a teacher account on Prodigy. So let me just share my screen here and I can show you what a teacher account looks like. Teacher accounts are free for anyone to create on Prodigy. So you don't need to be an actual classroom teacher to create a teacher account. And what this will allow you to do is you get access to some of our more advanced features and functionality as a teacher. So do any of you use a particular textbook or curriculum within your homeschooling practice? If you wouldn't mind typing in the chat, that would be Math with Confidence, Beast Academy, Mammoth Math. Okay, all good choices. One of the things that you can do is, let's say you're using Mammoth Math and you're working on a particular skill. So what Prodigy does by default is we align it to your state curriculum. So for example, if I'm in Florida, it's going to give me the Florida best standards here. And let's say I'm a grade 4 student, so I'm picking from a grade 4 question here. But let's say I'm working particularly on Mammoth Math right now and I'm doing fractions. I'll be able to see all of the various questions in the grade 4 curriculum for fractions. So let's say representing improper fractions using fraction strips. If that's what I'm working on, I can actually make sure that my child gets those questions in particular in the Prodigy platform. So let's say I'm working on these 3 skills. I can click assign. And in this case, if I click assign here, this will assign the assignment to my class. This is an actual class, so I'm not going to assign just for simplicity. The other thing that I can do here is I can go into my assignment reports and I can click on view reports. And this will give me, let me see if I can get one with some actual data here. This will give me the various students in my class, homeschooling with the 2 kids that you have. You might only have 2 students in your class here, but you can actually see which questions within the assignment your children might have gotten right or wrong. And this might allow you to work with them more specifically and say, hey, I might need to help them out in, my comparing fraction skill because that is an area that my students need more help in. I see some feedback saying it would be wonderful to easily toggle between the teacher and parent portals without having to sign